Welcome back, my delinquents. Kirsche, or however you're supposed to say that, was blacklisted slash banned slash uninvited from OffKai, an anime slash VTuber expo. And yes, I am 7 days late with this. Sorry, I fell and hurt my ass. So I've been a little slow, so we're playing catch up here. So we're going to go through this kind of quickly with an abbreviation more than anything of what happened here that caused the situation of Kirsche getting blacklisted slash uninvited from this convention. And I just want to say my general thoughts on the convention stance. I want to be said that technically, OffKai can invite and disinvite anyone they want to. They are a private company. It's within their rights. And then we're going to go into this and I will commentate as we go through. Okay, I just wanted to start off the section with that because I think it's good to know that conventions don't have to invite anyone, but I think we're all aware of that. And depending on their audience, they may invite people for different reasons or disinvite them for other reasons. And I can't find it here, but I remember reading that Kirsche was also not the host of the table. They were a guest. Could be wrong. So that also might be why they were picked on to disinvited, because they weren't actually hosting the table. But we're going to go over the general timeline of what happened here. Pretty much Kirsche got disinvited from OffKai. Pretty much the abbreviation here is OffKai uninvited them as a guest on a table. Because they were either too controversial was the wording, or could rub their guests the wrong way. Specifically, their volunteers they mentioned in the DMs, if I find out, but I'll go through it again. And they cited these tweets as a reason why, which I will say is pretty weak, these tweets. But some of these are a bit controversial, not the tweets themselves, but some of the contents in there. And I will say from what I've seen from Kirsche's stuff, because I hadn't heard of them before this, is they do commentate on political things, which is a hot topic in America, and they take a bit more unpopular opinions. So that may rub the wrong way, especially since conventions do not particularly like commentators. They don't like inviting anyone particularly controversial, just like companies don't particularly like hiring controversial people. I think the biggest problem here is Kirsche doesn't seem to be the most controversial person they invited, and it seems like a little bit of a double standard that other more controversial people haven't been invited, but she's been rescinded for some particular reason. But honestly, I don't know enough about her character to come through here to say if this is unfair. I would say the only main unfairness on this, if she's actually been blacklisted, which is different than just being disinvited, as in that other people are being told not to work with her for repercussions. So that is something to take in consideration there, because they could be, I guess, tainting her image, per se, with this. But in the end, OffKai does not have to host anyone they don't want to host, and OffKai seems to be a very competitive convention. It's also in California, which is very more modern, and from what I'm told by Americans, because I don't know, like a very on the progressive side kind of thing, and most of their audience will be. And even in Australia, or when you're going overseas, you may be disinvited or not invited to places based on your opinions because it does not line up with the country or the region's opinions. That's not particularly uncommon here. Australia even bans some people if they have anti-Australia like ideas. We've banned a couple guys, funny enough. But I don't know. A business is a bit different, so I'll leave it up to you if you think this is fair. I do respect that OffKai can invite and disinvite anyone they want. I would say some of the DMs they cited seems weak. Okay, and Kirsche mentions in this that it's highlighted the word pronoun, and they probably searched pronoun, and the volunteers searched it and showing they waste their time on stuff like that. But it's very likely that the volunteers did not give these as the reasons. They were just told to the person contacting Kirsche, and then they had to search it up because they didn't actually have any of the screenshots. I find that more likely that they were unprepared for this conversation, because if you know anything about convention staff, they're unprepared and don't know what they're doing half the time, I swear. But pretty much 2 months on HRT, let's go. Sam winning in a women's weightlifting competition when? In the US, we have LGBT, blah, I don't know what that is. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer, questioning. We just have the plus in Oz, so I don't know what two-spirit is. So we just do the plus. But in Canada, they have 2SL, LGBTQI+. We don't have that either. We just have the A, but they may have changed it on me on there. But yeah, we just have the LGBTQA+. I think that's it. As part of the sexual and gender diverse communities, hope this helps. Upside down. I have no context on this. DI isn't dying, and we haven't won. I've been talking about Bridge for months and even linked my findings to Timecast and others for more coverage. Don't stop it, we steer in the war, we can win. Okay. I could say, like, maybe being part of this part of it could, like, rub people the wrong way. It is getting amped up a lot online, and people are becoming more, I say, vicious in the battle back and forwards on both sides on here. But I really doubt they think that's going to connect at all to their convention, in my opinion, but I don't know. I think it would be a bit of a stretch. Got a notice that YouTube added pronouns to their creative profiles. I'm glad people, I don't know, I don't care. I don't care about that kind of stuff. I'm glad that as part of telling my preferred pronoun is is available in the initial drop. There's a notice that says to stay tuned for the addition of a new pronoun as well. If I pull an SSR in the gacha, I don't know what it. Apparently they put this around saying that that people can abuse this system, or maybe it's this one. After this strange decision, get rid of everyone's discriminator. It seems to be rolling out a pronoun feature for your but things. I don't know. Every website has a pronoun feature. I don't really care. I guess they usually always ask your gender anyway. So, I don't know. Apparently some people have a problem with this. I could not give two shits, so I don't know. But apparently she was just trying to bring awareness to people that they can abuse the pronoun system, because it's not like the normal drop-down menu, which a lot of places have, you know, the he, her, they, or other kind of thing approach that a lot of places go through. They just have a box, but honestly, I'm assuming just so you can customize it, but yeah, you can. I don't know how many servers actually, I don't know, police people's profiles. I can't say I've ever checked someone's profile on my server. Am I a bad moderator? But yeah, it's pretty weak. I feel like this is my biggest problem with some of these, is that the reason they cited, it feels a little lazy, is pretty weak in general. They didn't say other than the pic related happened a day after a post I made on pronoun people infecting some anime wiki, and I'm gonna pronoun people. I don't know. Internet speak is so funny to me. Your account has been reinstated response so quickly. I don't know, weak. Again, it's a bit weak. Standing up for fruit farmers. Okay, this seems, next to some other political things, is the only thing I could connect with why they would disinvite her. Because people get real touchy if you commentate on political stuff. You can commentate on gaming and a lot of shit until you're red in the face. But if you touch full force political, you're a risk factor for a lot of people. Maybe that is what getting them. But this, I had to look up about this. Now I know what Kiwi Farm is. Thank you, Internet. I'm glad I know this. Like, Kiwi's Farms is some sort of, like, group that has information stored on it, but apparently it's completely unmoderated. It has a lot of hate groups, a lot of, like, stalking groups, doxing, extreme behavior. 4chan is looking over jealous right now. I don't know. I make that 4chan channel. I don't even use 4chan. So I can't fully say what's on there 100%, other than it's connected a lot to a lot of doxing and harassments. So a lot of people don't like this website. It also is particularly controversial. And apparently they kind of came out with the support for this website, in the sense, if they get rid of it, they're censoring free speech, I guess. They didn't quite use the word free speech, but if they take down the website, they may take down other controversial websites. And I'm just, in my opinion, the government already takes down controversial websites if they can. It's done all the time. So I don't know if this is the fight worth fighting, seeing it does do bad behavior. I don't particularly know. I think doxing is wrong. I think death threats are bad. And at the very least, maybe the website should moderate that if it wants to continue to exist. If it does agree, these things are bad. But obviously there is some good parts on this website, like keeping track of information, which is good. But every website needs some form of moderation. So, I don't know, get its shit together. I don't know. I don't know enough about that. But it's a controversial, like, hot topic, blah blah, all that kind of stuff. So Kirsche came out with this, that they were getting blacklisted. They are no longer invited to be on a panel, and they probably won't be invited again. So there is no true confirmation of a blacklisting. And honestly, I think this does come down to that it's up to OffKai who they invite, and it's up to everyone if they go to OffKai. And I think that is fair, as long as they are not putting any duress onto anyone to not work with her. There is no major problem here. It probably would have been better if they would have told her when this process went through for approval and not a week later. But I can understand being upset or disappointed. But I do think consistency is for the best here, and if they are taking a stand against certain people that say things, they should follow the consistency and not invite those people. But I also do think they shouldn't waste people's time and make sure they go through the review process properly, because she could have made plans. She could have bought tickets, stuff like that. They could have really hindered her here, and it's a bit unprofessional at the very least, and the reasons they gave were very weak. I can understand thinking that there's more to the story from someone when you're given some kind of BS as an answer. Completely fair. And if they want to take a stand against certain things, they should be open about that and not be hypocritical and pick and choose depending on how much clout they hope to get. But that's just my opinion on there. But in the end, OffKai can invite or disinvite anyone they want, but don't jerk around people. And that's pretty much the entire story. That's pretty much everything. It blew up ages for a couple days, then disappeared into the wilderness. And that was it, guys. I'm sorry, it's not that crazy. It's okay, and I have the God coming out update tomorrow, and a few other little tidbits here and there I will try and catch up with. Sorry, my butt breaking got in the way of you and me time. I'll see you later, my delinquents. Catch you next time. You got this, bestie.